Assalamu alaikum, beautiful sister. Get your tea, your journal, and open your heart. Because today we're going to deep into one of the most silent enemies of your growth, your Nafs pretending to protect you, but actually keeping you small. We're going to explore how your own thoughts are manipulated to keep in a loop, the illusion your Nafs created around pain, the Quranic truth about your Nafs, the science behind it, and how to finally break that loop so you rise into your qadr. And I will also share how my coaching courses help women break out of these inner prisons with Allah at its center. Part 1. Let's begin with the trap. You feel sad, for example, you feel tired, you feel stuck, and suddenly your Nafs whispers, "See, you're still like this, nothing has changed. You should be ashamed of feeling this again." And now you don't just feel bad, you feel bad for feeling bad. Double layer, double guilt, no movement. This is emotional self-sabotage. It is your Nafs hijacking your compassion, keeping you looping in the same narrative because the known pain feels safer than the unknown expansion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, indeed the Nafs is constantly commanding towards evil, except those upon whom my Lord has mercy. Surah Yusuf. Your Nafs loves comfort zones, even if those comfort zones are heavy, sad, or disappointing. Now let's anchor this with neuroscience. Your brain has something called the default mode network, DMN, a part of your brain that lights up when you're doing nothing but thinking. And most of us are thinking about the past, our mistakes, our regrets, and our shame. This activates actually the same emotional state over and over. Even if there is no real threat in the present, your nervous system becomes addicted to the chemical familiarity of pain, fear, and self-doubt and self-sabotage. That's why your Nafs whispers, "This is who you are, stay small, stay safe." But you're not your thoughts. You are a ruh, breathed into by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And your ruh was not created for survival. It was created for submission and sovereignty. The Nafs doesn't stop there. It creates emotional illusions. You repeat the same scenario over and over again, same drama, same fears, same arguments, same shame. And it begins to feel like this is my reality, this is who I am, subhanallah. But sister, this is an illusion. This is not your identity, it's just your loop. Let me tell you the truth. You were created for beauty, for elevation, for light, and for leadership, not in the worldly sense, but in being a witness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy through your life. Here are 3 tools to break free. Number 1, interrupt the thought loop. Say out loud, for example, "This is just my Nafs trying to keep me small. I choose to trust in Allah instead. These are just thoughts that I welcome in and they go out." The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The strong believer is more beloved to Allah than the weak believer." Strength begins in your thoughts. Then secondly, movement and dhikr. Subhanallah. When the Nafs tries to pull you into shame or overthinking, move, go out, stretch, do wudu, or walk and say, "La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah." Shift your state. 3. Identity shift journaling from my course. In my course, The Feminine Mindset Reset, I teach how to consciously shift from, for example, "I'm broken" to "I'm being rebuilt by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." From "I'm weak" to "I'm in a strengthening season." By "I'm stuck," I'm being invited to surrender. You're not just rewriting your story, you're realigning with your fitrah. Sis, if this resonated with your heart, I invite you into my world more deeply. Inside my courses, we do exactly inner work, like your divine design as a magnetic wife, the feminine mindset reset, healing the masculine wound meditation, and the Irresistible Wife self-study. They are more than content, they are containers for deep transformation, with Quran, with neuroscience, with feminine softness. You can find the links below, and inshallah, I see you next week. Masalama.